and blood at the root. For MarShawn McCarrel. Been feeling different in my black body lately. Tightening on my neck, shots fired, doubting my power to feel powerful, Thomas's fingers in Jesus's piercings, questioning my usefulness. Gravity, like I'm related to something buried. I don't know the name of his broken neck, the name of his bulging eyes, vomit stained, button up from asphyxiation. I don't know the name of her shoe. Dangling from her foot, dangling from a rope, dangling a body off the side of a bridge, nameless black body torched, nameless black scrotum made into pouch mount, black man head on a wall by a deer or an antelope, hunt his body for big kill, hang him for Sunday entertainment after hallelujahs, perhaps prize-winning photos of mobs hanging black bodies like wet blankets to be dried by sun after laundering. I don't know these names. See my great Uncle James and his twisted jawline, wonder if they might be kin. I have bloodlines trailing to me from drippings off leaves, bashful trees, ashamed accomplices, could have been family. For proof it happened, I look in picture books, close my eyes, flip past pages fast, make his body go away with his non-existent name. Somebody's daddy is on page 14 of a book I look at to remember that things other than fruit and leaves grew on trees. Picture books to perceive prejudice that put strange fruit on branches instead of harvesting it when it's ripe. Student serendipitously finds Jim Crow. Livid in entitled 21st century blackness. Plans to guilt whites into a privilege of numbness for a class assignment, builds a show and tell exposing racism. Plans to narrate black lynching with a black lynching theme song, but we still don't know his name. Who this man swinging from a branch on page 22? I warn, you better be sure you know what those lyrics mean, lest you disrespect that man's cross. Whoever he was, whose ever he was. Walked student through Billie's throat into her heroin, wrote apocalypse horses into her pain. Maybe Billie knew his name. The name of one of the heads mounted on Mister's wall. Student don't know what it's like to belong to the person hanging from the tree, to wait for uncle to come home, and he don't. To confuse your knuckle cracks with uncle's neck pop, to know he died alone, but you can't retrieve his body from the woods lest you dangle with it. We nowadays never seen a tree used as a Roman Colosseum for death as spectacle. I heard more about strange fruit from poetry than ancestors. Poets become family members. Had a family member become a piece of fruit. I know a name. I know a life that somebody will only know as a Google search. When Black Lives Matter buttons turn novelty, turns into this thing my kids learn from queries from a new faces of death on some archaic time capsule called YouTube. Someone will see new fruit, still strange, growing between sidewalks and bullets instead of from branches in woods. I know the name of Skittles and juice. I know the name of I Can't Breathe. I know the name of 13 years old and bullets in back. New student may serendipitously find strange fruit livid in entitled 22nd century blackness, may plan to guilt whites into a privilege of numbness for a class assignment, may search for a quote to seal it with a kiss. I need a pistol that shoots hope. I would light the hood up. I know a name. I know a name, and I knew him as a warrior poet, but why do I know him better now? Poets become family members, try to save each other from being next of kin by writing black so we don't have to hang from it. MarShawn, I wonder if you might have been kin. Might I have bloodlines trailing to me from the drippings off leaves, restored, like I'm related to something resting in power. Shoot up your shots fired like social justice heroine. Make me write Billie Holliday poems to remember. Make me go back to woods, harvest black bodies, bury martyrs with dignity, put gardenias in my hair and sing of beloveds where we let weeds grow over names. Make me fight with spiritual armor in the fire next time. Make sure my body stays pistol and hope and light and off Mister's wall.